guys, it's Rain, and this is going to be the second episode of the Untold Stories of JCP. The topic for this episode is going to be the actual work you have to do at JCP. Now, it can vary depending on what department you work in or wherever they just kind of schedule you. If you happen to be working on the floor, you would be in women's, men's, children's, or I think that's it. Now, if you were selling, you would be in shoes or jewelry. And if you weren't in either of those categories, you are at the registers at the front or you were in customer service. Guess which department I worked in? If you said women's, you're wrong. I'll give you a hint. Yes, I worked in the shoe department. So let me start off with the work that you have to do if you worked in shoes. I have a bad feeling this is going to be like a training video. Besides the flippin' obvious that you're supposed to sell shoes, you have to do a lot more than sell shoes. You gotta make sure if you sell a display shoe that you put that same shoe back out on display. And that doesn't mean you just throw the pair of shoes onto the table. You gotta put the little freaking stickers on the bottom. So if a customer picks it up and wants to see if another store has it, if you don't have it, you don't have to go running in the back to go get the box with the barcode on it. So yeah, you always put the little stickers on the bottom of the shoe. The next thing you would have to do is price the shoes. Go in the back and you take your little cart, you wheel it out, and you scan every shoe to see if the price has changed. And if it has, then you gotta change it. You had to do that for every freaking shoe on display, including kids and the tennies. The next part is stocking the shoes. In the morning, if you work the morning shift, you'd walk over to the shoe department and see if they left a little nice surprise for you. 2, sometimes maybe 3 full, large, giant carts of new shoes. And guess what? You're the one that has to decide where they're going to go on the floor and how you're going to fit all that shit in the stock room. Honestly, I think trying to figure out where to put all those shoes in the stock room was the most irritating and hardest part of my job. Moving on to actually working on the floor. Now, if you worked on the floor, you basically had to fold all the shirts up in your department. You had to pick all the clothes off the floor, put them back on the hangers or on the table or wherever they belonged. You had to clean up the fitting rooms, and for anyone who worked in women's, they were the worst. The kids' fitting room, unless it was like a holiday or a weekend, it was usually empty. And the men's fitting room, it was kind of in between kids and women's because sometimes it was bad and there's some days there's like nothing in it. Then the other part of your job, if you worked on the floor, is the bins. That was one of the first things you usually did, was go to the back of customer service and get your bin from all the returns from that day. And you have to put them all the way. Oh, and in addition to doing all of that stuff, you had to go help out at the front if they got backed up. And since our store was always understaffed, if the line was busy enough, you could be up at the front for at least an hour. And by the time you get back to your department, your bin is already full, the fitting rooms are full, and that's kind of how we stay later than we should after closing. Okay, so you may wonder, where's the management? Where's the supervisors? What do they do about this? Do they help out? You're joking, right? You're lucky if you saw them at all during your night shift. On that note, you know what the topic for the next video is going to be? Take a guess. If you said management, Thanks for pointing out the fucking obvious. On that note, I'll quickly get to the cashiers, what they do. It's pretty obvious what cashiers do. They check people out. And if the store was dead enough, you know what they should be doing? Folding the tables in front of the frickin' registers. But did they ever do that? No. You rarely saw them move from the spot they're standing in. They were just way too busy being on their cell phones to actually do work. But on the rare occasion, there are those associates that actually did what they were supposed to do and helped out with the tables. Congratulations. Now to quickly get to the last two departments. For jewelry, it's obvious there's not much to talk about. They sell jewelry. That's about it. And for customer service, you stood at the back of the store and you took all the returns and exchanges. And like I said, there's not much to talk about for them. You know, I just totally thought of this. I am forgetting a department. Windows. I forgot all about the Windows department. You sell windows. Wait. Correction. You sell window treatments. But since I'm out of time, I'm just going to leave it at that and tell you that yes, once again, the next topic for the video is going to be the management. I'm most likely going to end up doing a part 2 to this video since I spent most of the time talking about shoes, but there is a lot more work that I didn't even specify because obviously I forgot a whole department. Hell, I even forgot lingerie and home. So definitely a part 2 will be coming out. Be on the lookout for that. And always, please subscribe to this hot mess of a show.